Hello, everyone. Welcome to my freak show. Somebody over there is really excited. Okay, so I just wanted to come on, say hi, see how you guys were doing. I know it's been a while since I've done a live stream. I've put a couple of videos out, but I haven't really did a live stream. So I wanted to come on and do that so that way we could just kind of chill. I don't really have much AHS stuff to talk about. However, I do have a bunch of videos that I'm currently making right now. I haven't made them. I've got the scripts finished for them. And so those are definitely coming for you guys. As you can see, I've put a couple more out already. Um, so yeah. Okay, cooks, let's move out of the way. Sadly, Jessica Lange is not coming back for AHS ever again, guys. Ever again. And as much as that sucks, I mean, like I said before, it's kind of sometimes it's kind of good because it gives other people a chance to be the star. Though I have to say, she's not gonna come back just for a final season. I don't understand that. But anyway, hopefully she'll change her mind, but she said no. So she's not coming back, sadly. But other than that, there's really not much AHS news. Though I do want to say, please go check out Skylar. Oh God, I'm gonna butcher his last name. Skylar Gilatino. He is awesome. I love Skylar. And he asked me to include a clip in one of his most recent videos, a AHS Roanoke deep dive. So there's actually EJ Marino, Kane Varner. There's so many great people in his video. So go check out Skylar, his AHS Roanoke deep dive. That one was fantastic. So, okay, cooks, mommy's going to need you to move. So I don't know about you guys. It's Saturday night. I just wanted to kind of hang with you guys a little bit, see how you guys are all doing. Hey, White Bear, so great. Okay, cooks, I know. They love you too, baby. It's good to see you, White Bear. And Leron, thank you so much for being here too. You loved Fiona, I know, right? I do have a deep dive coming out on Sister Jude. So Judy, we're going to have a really great this one took me a little while. Now, I apologize. I should have had a video come out this yesterday, but because I'm still working so hard on this one regarding Judy Martin and her deep dive, I'm just a little behind, but I'm so proud of it. I'm so excited for it. It's not, oh yeah, I actually recently watched Apocalypse. Okay. Okay, cooks. Now, mommy can't really do stuff if you're actually sitting on me. So why don't you just come on and sit over here? You sit in your space and I'll sit in my space. Because remember, when we stream, we have different spaces sometimes. I was watching Apocalypse recently because I had a theory that Constance Langdon was actually alive and she faked her death in the murder house. I shit you guys not. I made a whole 3-page script to convince you guys that maybe not 3-page. Maybe I was at like a good page and a half. That's like a good 15-minute video. It was a lot of evidence. And so I had told myself, okay, I need to rewatch AHS Apocalypse. There was something I was looking for to continue to prove my theory. Okay, cooks, baby, go on. I know I love you too. Mwah. Go on, cooks. Cooks, go. Cooks, come on, baby. Cooks, come on. Go on, baby. Cooks, go on. Go on, baby. Come on. Go on through. Thank you, buddy. Good job. Okay, so I had to rewatch AHS Apocalypse for my theory on Constance Langdon being alive and just faking her death in the murder house. I shit you guys not. My daughter, my 18-year-old now, she was sitting in here. I was watching that while she was kind of doing her schoolwork. And all of a sudden, Constance Langdon disappears. Just disappears at the end of her freaking scene. She vanishes. I swear I screamed so much because I was like, no, that totally disproved my theory. So I still did a lot of work on it, and I might just release it for like an April Fool's thing. So if you see something like that coming up for April, just know that that's why, because I actually put so much work into that. And then literally my theory was just violated in one frame. Oh, Cooksy baby, I loved you. I fed you. I watered you. Watered him like he's a plant. Mommy took good care of you. Don't come on. You gotta let mommy have a few minutes. Ow. Baby, you just hurt me. Come on, you have to sit down. So I've been recently rewatching Asylum, so that way I could get more on the Sister Jude. And obviously, I'm not gonna say that she's alive. So, okay. Oh my, Cooksy. I guess I should have asked my husband to take him out. So recently, I picked up some new things. I picked up the Poseidon Adventure yesterday. Gene Hackman. Oh my gosh, yeah. So rip to him and his wife and his poor pup. That is so sad. Oh my gosh, Cooksy. No, honey. You're pulling the microphone. Okay. 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 So when I saw Poseidon Adventure still in the packaging, I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to get this. And it was just $5.99. Blu-ray Poseidon Adventure. Love it. That's his little spot up there. So I'm surprised he didn't sit there at first. One of my favorites, Drop Dead Fred. Do you guys, if you've never seen it, you should, though it is kind of hard to find. When I saw it on Blu-ray at the bookstore, I immediately snatched it down. Now, if it was a little bit more expensive than the $8 price range, I would not have picked it up. So, yeah. But I love this movie. Rick Mail, he was hilarious as Drop Dead Fred. He's a hilarious comedian. I know he passed away recently, but really great movie. So glad I found it. Phoebe Cates, Carrie Fisher, they're all incredible in it. And there's so many great actors from the early 90s that are in here that really made a big name for themselves later on, especially, always Carrie Fisher, but still really good one. I really like that one. Oh, this one I bought for my mom because it was her birthday and I have to still send it to her, but I had to watch it. It's called Jagged Edge. Have you guys ever seen this one? I know I've talked about it before because I love it. It's really good. Jeff Bridges, Glenn Close. It was made, I think, in the 80s, maybe 85, something like that. Anyway, Glenn Close is a lawyer. Jeff Bridges is a guy accused of murdering his wife. And that's the movie. But it's really good. And it opens up. I was a kid when I saw this, and I was so convinced I was going to be murdered the exact same way because of the opening. Even that music still haunts me at night when I'm just thinking, God, I hope nobody ever breaks in here. I don't know what I'd ever do. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking, dun, dun, dun. I'm like, stop it, Mary, stop it. Great movie, though. Again, it's from the 80s. So if you guys have never seen it, it's fantastic. They're both incredible actors. And you really do wonder, did he really murder his wife or did he not? If you love crime cases and, who did it movies, that's really a good one to go with. H.P. Lovecraft from Beyond. My dad was a huge fan of H.P. Lovecraft. From Beyond is very hard to find, so when I saw it on DVD, I just had to pick it up. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's really good. Now, I paid a little bit extra for this one, but I know you guys have seen it. I know it's going to be one of your favorites. And one day when I find it on Blu-ray, I'll have to pass it up because it'll be too expensive. Because it was only it was like $25 for the DVD. So I can only imagine how much it's going to be for the Blu-ray. But I got The Entity with Barbara Hershey. Oh! I really like this movie. I saw it when I was a kid and it scared the crap out of me. And then I read the book, and the book is obviously so much better. I don't have Frank DeFilia, I think is his name. He also wrote Audrey Rose and a couple of other books, but he's a great writer. I love his books. The Entity was really good too. Yeah, I loved this one. Thank you, White Bear. Great one. Absolutely. This one you have to see. It's just Barbara Hershey's a mother, a single mother of 3 kids, and she's being haunted by an entity that is hurting her. And it is it's something that you definitely don't want to show to kids because there is a R word scene in there many times. Don't like that. However, the intense and the suspense, the tone of the movie, it's fantastic to just turn the lights off and just let the movie go while you're just into this story and just letting it creep you out. I really enjoyed it. That's actually an underrated movie in my opinion. Thank you, Lauren. And I hope I'm enunciating your name correctly. If I'm not, I apologize. But yes, I absolutely agree. Great one. Another one that I really enjoyed. I rarely buy movies on DVD, but when I do, they've got to be really good. And if you guys have never seen Brain Scan, that's a really good one. The R scenes weren't necessary. Thank you so much. Yeah, um in the book or in the movie The Entity, I obviously the book described them differently. It wasn't as like showy as the movie, but still it was intense and I just don't like that kind of stuff. So only The Entity is a movie that I will watch with that kind. So anyway, but Brain Scan is about a 16-year-old kid played by Edward Furlong. This is like in the 90s too. So you have to understand when they did the movie, like computers were massive and they were like the new iPhone for that generation. And so he uses his computer to get a new game that's called Brain Scan. It's virtual reality. And so you feel like you're actually doing these crimes and stuff. And so it ends up that he's actually doing it. And yeah, so it's actually a really good movie. When I rewatched it again, I thought, okay, now I understand why younger me liked this movie, but older me isn't very like, I don't know if I'm going to watch it again, but it's still good to have. So now, an oldie but a goodie is the remake of George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead. And yeah, this is the one that Tom Savini directed. This one's kind of hard for me to find on Blu-ray, so I don't have a copy. But when I found a DVD copy at half price, I had to get one. Haha. So aside from that, now there's some more things that I got, but I don't know about you guys. But I am just chilling right now. I got my Snickers bar right over there. Oh, yeah, there was White Bear, and it's directed by the man himself, Tom Savini. Now, George Romero, yeah, he did the screenplay. He produced it. And yeah, but it's really by Tom Savini. And a lot of us horror fans know how much of a huge icon Tom Savini is. So this is one of his directed movies that he did, and it's really good. This is a very good movie. It came out, I think, early to mid 90s. And the day that my father brought it home from Blockbuster, a tornado came through our town. So we were watching this as a tornado was kind of like moving things around. And, there was a green sky outside and there was so much thunder and lightning and wind. So I actually got a full scary experience. So maybe it's like the memory of how great it was. But yes, it's very good. It's very good, Alicia. You should definitely see it. But yeah, this great remake. I don't like remakes except for maybe Evil Dead. I'm gonna think of others here in just a little bit, but that's one that I can remember off the top of my head. So we're gonna go with that. But this is one of the original remakes that I really enjoyed. And again, it's by Tom Savini, so you can't go wrong with the god of horror. Okay. Also, I got myself a new pen. So I think I'm going to break it open. I like the design for the pen. It comes in this nice little foldable thing right here. So it's a trifold, and then it just comes out. So it's really nice, but it sadly sticks a lot. And I don't really like the flavors. I just like the regular stuff, but this one will stick a lot. And like I said, I just don't like tropical flavors, but it's okay. You know, it helps my stomach, it calms it, chills everything out. So you guys pull out your pens so we can all just chill and hang together. Still got a Snickers. Excuse me. I'll pull it out later once that guy has calmed down a little bit. Unfortunately, Cooksey has made mistakes before, and I've accidentally left out a Snicker bar, like maybe to go to the bathroom, flip out the laundry, or just do something very quickly. And I have left an open Snicker bar on like the bed or just on a countertop, just somewhere he can just get up and get to. And so one day it took me a while to notice because I had to get up and like take my kids their lunches to school and come back and finish some laundry and do some dishes. So by the time I came up here, it didn't connect at the time. But when I came up, poor Cookie had gotten sick and he was hiding. And I hate it when he hides because there's nothing to hide about. It's okay. We all have accidents. It's not a big deal. So I coaxed him out, made sure he was okay, cleaned it all up, kept telling him, it's okay, mommy loves you. And then I go sit down, or after I wash my hands, obviously, I go sit down to have my Snicker bar and it's gone. Even the wrapper. And I'm like, it couldn't have been the kids because they weren't here. And the only one that was here was my 18-year-old, and she doesn't like Snickers. And I knew there was no way nobody else ate that Snickers except for my poor Cooksey. And no wonder. After that, he will still like sniff at the Snickers bar. So I hope he's not going to like actually do that. But okay, so moving on. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. At least you were right. Another good remake was Dawn of the Dead remake. Yes, we went to a 90s museum today and got to see an old school Blockbuster setup. I almost cried. I know, right? Especially since like I used to work at Blockbuster. I think in my early 20s when I was going through college, it was one of my many jobs. So I hear you. I know, and my kids will never know that. I mean, my oldest, she remembers because I think they got rid of the Blockbusters in like 2010, 2012. So by that time, we had already been to Blockbuster and rented a few movies. So she remembers, but none of my other kids do. And I feel so bad because, man, that was just damn good times. All right. So, one movie I'm so proud of that I found, and it's so silly. You guys are going to laugh too. So, okay. It's Once Bitten with Jim Carrey and Love at First Bite. Now, I saw Love at First Bite a long time ago. I think that's with George Hamilton. Yeah, George Hamilton. Okay. And but I saw Once Bitten when I was a kid, obviously in the 80s. Yeah, this movie came out in the 80s, early mid 80s probably. And when it did, I would stay up late at night on HBO trying to catch it because I was enamored with Lauren Hutton as this beautiful vampire in Hollywood. I wanted her mansion. I wanted to be her. I wanted to be this tall, sexy, good-looking vampire like Lauren Hutton and to have her house. So I would watch this movie even on repeat because that's how much I loved it. So obviously when I saw it on Blu-ray, I had to get it. Usually I wouldn't get Love at First Bite. I don't remember if it actually made an impression on me the way that Once Bitten did. However, it's going to be so fun to rewatch it here in a couple of days. So I can't wait to see it. But yeah, it was it was really good. And again, this my youngest daughter asked me if she could watch it with me because I told her it was about, vampires. And I was like, no, because I remember the purpose of this movie. But I didn't I didn't want to be a blonde vampire in Hollywood taking virgins. Obviously I didn't want that, but the whole glamorous mansion and only having to drink blood and being so thin and living in that coffin with that TV in it and that huge mansion. Just it really hit me. It hit me. It hit me in the feels. Picked up a little one of my favorites that I was so surprised to see because you don't really see a lot of these kinds of movies on Blu-ray nowadays because they get snatched up so quickly. But I found the OG Karate Kid. Now, I have never found this I mean, guys, remember, I can go to Amazon and look for this stuff. Absolutely. But I have a bunch of coupons for half price, so I never buy the actual sticker price on this stuff. Usually it's like 10 or 20% off. And for me, it's the hunt. It's the treasure hunt. There's nothing fun about going to Amazon and looking for a movie. Well, maybe like when I couldn't find The Black Coat's Daughter and I really wanted that movie, that was fun to go to Amazon, obviously, and just get it right then and there and have it come to the house. But I find so much more joy when I go to the bookstore and I find something that I really enjoy and I don't own. It makes me feel like I found treasure. Call me a pirate, but I love treasure. That's so goofy. Anyway, so yeah, OG Karate Kid. Did you guys also see the final season of Cobra Kai? I did see it. I liked it. I thought about maybe doing some videos to cover it, but I wasn't sure because I was crying through like the last of it, and I did not look good anymore crying at this age. So lastly, I picked up Zodiac. I was just so in the mood to watch this. So when I found it at half price for just like $5, I was like, yay! Gotta pick that one up. I genuinely think this is probably one of the best Zodiac movies that takes you down that rabbit hole. However, I wish it would take you, it wouldn't like the scene where Robert Graysmith goes down into the basement of the guy who kind of near the end of the guy who drew the posters. I don't remember what his name is at that time. Maybe you guys will. But the guy who did the posters, he went down to the basement and he was like, no, this should be this guy. And he's like, no, I did that. And he's like, I'm scared. Are you sure you're not? Are you sure you're alone? And so he got away and left. And it kind of left you wondering, like, was that the Zodiac? But that never actually happened. So, I mean, rest in peace, David Finch. David Fincher, I should say. But I really enjoyed that movie. So even though there really wasn't everything in there that was fully accurate, there was a lot enough in there to keep me going. So, okay, one last thing I got is the Exorcist card game. No shit. Look at this. Shows the cards back there and all that stuff. And of course that. Sides are kind of, same thing. But it's badass because it opens like this. Now, I thought when I actually opened it, I thought, oh, yay. And then I saw the game rules. My God, I just want to be possessed and try to fight a demon. Is that so hard to ask? Actually, I guess I never realized that there's like actually one page and it's in English and the rest is and the rest is foreign for different. Okay, so it's never mind. It's not that hard. When I saw that, I was like, okay, this is if this is the freaking instructions of how to play the game, I'm out. It's one page. That's my bad. Okay, so this is one of the cards. Obviously, you have good Reagan and bad. Sorry, I'm trying to think you guys can see it, but you can't really, see the full impact of how beautiful it is. There's Reagan and then Pazuzu on that side. It's really cool. She really looks like, you can see how she looks like it too. That's badass. And then you have these little tokens with Pazuzu on the front. That's, Reagan in her book cover. Then you have some with Pazuzu on the back. Okay. And sorry. These little red pieces, I guess, to hold up these. The cards. Now, this is also on the inside. It's a nice little section for you to actually just put your stuff in. It's just a little display to hold it. It's awesome. So yeah, it just fits in like that. So I've never opened the cards. Let's check them out. I'm sipping on some cola tonight. I really shouldn't be having Coca-Cola. I can see my face has gotten some swelling to it from the sugar, but I can't help it. I really want one tonight. So I got one and a big ass Snickers bar. I told myself, it's for me. I'm going to do it. You like the tokens? Yes. I know. They're really awesome. Okay. Oh, so they're numbered. Okay. So, okay. They're numbered. So we have a 1. That's the cross. This is Reagan and the priest? Yeah. Yeah, with Pazuzu right down there. Wow. Yeah, there you go, guys. Can you see that? Isn't that awesome? What's that, sweetie? Do you have a least favorite season of American Horror Story? Red Tide. Red Tide and Death Valley, hands down, 100%. Oh, and I'm sorry, this was the back of the card for the little one. That's really cool. And then that's Reagan flying up. Priest. The book. Ooh! She's a crazy. Okay, so there's sets in there, and that's the first set. But wow. I'll have to find out how to play this game because I think it's really awesome that they actually made an Exorcist game. And let's see. Okay, it says right here that the priest must perform sacred rituals to exorcise demons from the possessed. That's all I want. That's all I want. And they're giving me my answer. Thank you. By reasoning and deducing, they must try to figure out the correct sequence of rituals to rid them of evil. Okay, so if they need to contact the demon for some help, the priests will be pulled to the dark side. However, if they perform a ritual more than once, the dark is turned back into the sacred. Wow. There's setup and rules, though it is a little intricate. One player is possessed by the demon. The remaining players are the priests. Okay. So you got to obviously do them into a correct sequence. And this is the possession board. I see that. The little half Reagan, half possession. Okay. And these little bad bitches right here are indication cards. So as you can see, yeah, these indication cards are, there's a couple of them. And then obviously, oh, these are effect coins. Okay. And then the ritual cards, which I just showed you. So weird. I mean, like I said, I'm looking forward to actually finding out how to do this thing. So you guys tell me what you think. So Cult is your second favorite season. I know, unpopular, LOL. No, actually not unpopular. Again, want to hit a big shout out to my friend Skylar. Skylar did a breakdown on Cult, and he did a really good job. Went episode by episode, and there were some really good favorite things that he liked, and it came back to me and showed me, man, Cult really was not a bad season. It was not like Death Valley, which is a good thing. And there were some unnecessary things in there, but it was a good story. And the change in between Allie and Ivy's relationship was chef kiss. Allie had so many phobias and was like almost scared of her own shadow, and her wife was the strong one. And then it turned around where that's not how it is anymore. Allie is the strong one, and Ivy was the one who had to fear for her life. So absolutely. No, darling, haven't played the game before, but I think I'm going to give it a try. Maybe one day we'll do a live stream and I'll pull in one of my kids, or you guys will be the possessed or the priest. You'll be possessed and I'll be the priest. We'll do something like that, maybe towards Halloween or something such as that, because that would be so fun. Like I said, when I saw this, I was like, there's no way I'm leaving it. So I had to pick it up. I like to find these really little odd things at half price, because you don't get this on Amazon. Possibly you could, but this is treasure. This is treasure. I'm probably the only one who felt that way. Cult has some of the best writing to me in a long time. I own a DVD and physical DVD of the season. Yeah. So I own every season up to Apocalypse. Now, sadly, you guys might actually have the same, because that's when Disney took over FX and the distribution of these. And Blaze, so sweet, has sent me links before, and I believe it's on maybe Temu. I don't know. It's one of those sites that you can actually get season 9, 10, or season 10, 11, and 12, or season 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I've looked them up before, but I just never had a chance to actually get one. And my daughter is graduating, so we're getting her tickets to the Stray Kids concert that's happening here in Texas, her light stick and all that stuff. She's so excited. So when I can afford to do that again, I think that's the first thing I'm going to do, is get a physical copy of 1984, because that is one of my favorite seasons. So if you guys want to, we can do a little AHS chat. So what I kind of need help with is, if you see this thing right here, I'm going to be rearranging it just a little bit while we chat about American Horror Story, and while my sweet little Cooks takes a nap. That's his favorite spot. He always loves it when I lift up the window so he can sniff for squirrels or anything that could hurt us. It's a good dog. White Bear says, regarding today's political events, I'm unsure if we have a sequel to that season. And yes, you are right, darling, that they do. Disney does own FX. And says, yes, I have the exact same DVD. Yeah, I used to have them on Blu-ray. I don't remember what happened to them. I remember buying them from Target. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes I'll get something and I'll be like, I swear I have it. Like Zodiac. I swore I had Zodiac. I spent 2 days going through every kid DVD. I have comedy and like adventure and stuff like that over there. And then these are my horror stuff right here. And then my kid stuff is downstairs. I went through everything to try to find Zodiac because I knew I had it. Couldn't find it. So I had to get another one whenever I went to Half Price and I saw that they have it. I prefer it on Blu-ray, but I don't really care. But I knew I had this. And Freak Show, because I bought them in a combo pack. I have Freak Show on Blu-ray, but I don't have Cult. I don't know what the hell happened to it. So I bought them in a combo pack. And sometimes it's like the missing socks syndrome. I have no idea what the hell happened to the pair that I bought. I swear I bought Freak Show with Cult on Blu-ray. I have Freak Show on Blu-ray up there, but I don't have Cult. Couldn't find it. So when I saw it at Half Price, I just picked up a copy because I just like to do that. But yeah, so myself, I am actually going to be, like I said, I'm doing a breakdown right now of Sister Jude and how she transformed herself from, Judy Martin, this alcoholic who thought she killed somebody, and then turned into this sadistic Sister Jude, and then found forgiveness, redemption, and love basically at the end. I mean, I have to say that's probably one of the best character arcs of anybody in the entire show. Do you guys think there's a better character arc other than Sister Jude? Let me know if you think that is somebody. KKM, hey darling, I am so sorry. Is that you, Cammie? I'm so sorry. I can't tell, but hey darling, how you doing? Laurent says, Freak Show doesn't deserve the hatred. It still receives the writing became wonky towards the second half of the season. I do agree. Because Freak Show was very good, in my opinion. It just, the fact of the physical deformities and how people judged them was wrong. I mean, you could be the most good-looking person in the world, like Ted Bundy, and be a serial killer. Or you could have lobster hands like Jimmy and be the nicest guy in the world and just want a life. It just didn't, the judgment and judging people by their physical appearances, it just really hit me. Of how they were horribly treated and left to go into a freak show. I don't know. I can't say I related to it, but I could understand. And it just hit me, it hit me in the feels. Lauren says Cordelia in Coven. I really wish that they would bring Cordelia back. Cordelia back at some point, because I know, even though we know she's, spoiler warning, sorry guys, she was such a great character. Loved her. I mean, she was the Supreme. And I'm glad Mallory got to rise, but sucks for our Supreme. And I have to say, I guess that's like the circle of the life for the witches. But that's not for Scavitch. And she's the OG witch. Just some things about the show doesn't make sense. And I have to say, as a writer, that's my biggest pet peeve is when shows can't keep straight with their timelines. Like Scream Queens is a really good example on that. Scream Queens was supposed to take place like season 2 took place like 3 months after the first season, allegedly. That was the timeline. But Zadie had time to go to school. So did the other girls, and get let out and graduate from college. And just the timeline did not make sense whatsoever. And like Grace going crazy and being put in the mental hospital and how long she had been there, it made no sense whatsoever. And that's my biggest pet peeve in writing is if you can't get your shit together, if you can't get your timeline together, what is the point in doing this? Just put some fucking stuff up on the wall with some string, put the events on there, pin it together, and make sure you're in line. Yes, I did do that. I did that for one of my recent books and my Firefly trilogy. I was getting a little confused on the time frame. And I thought, okay, I have to be I have to be on point with this. So I actually took one long piece of my wall and timelined everything to make sure I was right. Because like I said, when you're somebody who cares about the work that you put out, because you're not given money from a major studio to fuck things up, you make sure that you take care of your writing. Matt, so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Katie says Stu from Apocalypse. He absolutely changed himself for the better. Indeed. White Bear Protection says Pepper being on there is awesome. Excuse me. Being tied perfectly to Asylum serves as a prequel to it. Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree. So do you guys own the seasons? Let me know. So I have seasons 1 through 4 on Blu-ray up there. And then I have, of course, Hotel, Roanoke. And then, of course, I showed you guys Cult. And then, of course, Apocalypse. So I do have all the seasons up until that. And as far as I know, you can't really find certain things anymore because they kind of ended the distribution of some of them. One series that I do own, and I am so proud to tell you guys about. I'm missing one season, actually. I'm missing season 2. Bates Motel. I have season 1, 3, and 4. So I love Bates Motel. You guys absolutely know how much I love Bates Motel, especially since it's in my opening intro. Love this show. Psycho is literally one of my top favorite horror movies. Almost. And the fact that they did Bates Motel, Freddie Highmore was incredible. Vera Farmiga was more incredible. And, of course, that's Thaisa's sister. So, okay, let's see. LaRon says, I own titles Coven, Cult, and Apocalypse. Obviously, some of the better seasons. Yes, yes, yes. And Katie says, seasons 1 through 3 I own. Okay, so you own pretty much like the better of the first seasons. I don't really know a lot of people that do own the later seasons. Like I said, due to the fact that Disney took over, they kind of screwed things up for everybody. They messed it up for all of us. But yeah, Sexy Scathach and how she's on the back. Love Sexy Scathach. Okay, so this is my top horror movies right here. The horror movies that I cannot live without looking at every day. So I have movies on here such as Trilogy of Terror, Karen Black. Oh, love this movie. And Terrifier 2. Got that one. I also have movies like Stay Alive, Split, Sorority Row. Oh my god. And one of my favorite pieces, Sorority House Massacre Part 2. I bought this movie. I got the receipt right here. I always keep receipts whenever I buy stuff. I don't know. It's just always a habit. April 2012. April 24th, 2012. It is so hard to find this movie nowadays. Sorority House Massacre Part 2. I love this movie. I watched it all the time when I was a kid on HBO. I just thought, again, the house was really cool and how it was run down, and they, of course, were trying to make it in their sorority, and they were all being murdered. I don't know. I just really liked this movie. And I would see Joe Bob Briggs show this movie a lot whenever he would do that. I believe it was TBS or TNT, one of the two. But yeah. So, and of course, Skeleton Key, They're Sick right there, Scream Queens, Rosemary's Baby, Return of the Living Dead Part 3. This is a good one too. If you guys have never seen it, this one is so good. I agree, Lauren, that I would not. For me, that's the last copy I need is 1984. I don't need Red Tide, Death Valley. I can never watch season 11 again. No offense, New York City was a good season. But now that I know that Big Daddy and what he represented and that season finale just gutted me. I mean, I think I'm still emotionally traumatized all those years later. regarding that season finale for season 11 for NYC. So having that one really is not in my top bracket. However, if I was to ever find Pose season 1 and 2 and 3, I would totally snatch those up in a heartbeat. So go figure. Pose is the same thing. However, NYC is just kind of like a little different. But they're both the same. So yeah, that's kind of weird that like I'd never watch season 11 again, NYC, but I'll totally watch Pose season 1, 2, and 3. That literally makes no sense. So that's all of us a lot, I'm sure. And if you guys have never seen it, it's Repossessed with Leslie Nielsen and Leslie Nielsen and Linda Blair. This is a really good movie. It's a ripoff of The Exorcist. Leslie Nielsen as Father May I. It's really good. I really like that one. That kill scene in Terrifier 2 almost made me vomit, not gonna lie. I agree, and I know which one you're talking about. I guess this movie is really only designed for certain people, for sick fucks. And I'm one of them. Because I have part 3, obviously, right here on Blu-ray, and I have a 4K Steelbook up there. And I have another copy on Amazon Prime that I bought. I don't like Hostel. I don't like the Human Centipede movies. I am not into the I Spit on Your Grave. I am more of a From Beyond Psycho Terrifier 3 thing. We are all a different type of horror movie. And yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. There was a couple of scenes in part 3 that I was just like, oh my God, no, I can't. I feel like I'm going to go to hell just for even seeing it. So I hear you. I hear you. But I still love it, especially when Art meets Santa Claus and then the whole thing goes on in the bar. That is my favorite part, is the Santa Claus kill. But maybe one day we should break that movie down. Anyway, of course, I got the Psycho movies. Blaze was telling me that he had Prom Night Part 2, and I was like, it is hard to find that movie, and it really is. I have Prom Night Part 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 and all that stuff. The OG Prom Night, Poltergeist. Oh, I can take this one out because I just bought this on Blu-ray. Poltergeist 1 and 2 on DVD. I would rent Poltergeist 3 every single Friday when I was like in 5th grade and go home and watch it. I loved this movie. So I guess I can take it down now because I just got that one on Blu-ray recently. So Laron says, I think maybe in the future Disney could release a special edition of all seasons of American Horror Story. That would not be a bad idea. And Laron also says season 11 wasn't bad. It's not rememberable. It was rememberable for me, and for that it made it bad. But yeah, that's so crazy. I also have like Panic Room of Unknown Origin. Guys, if you've never seen this movie, you have to. Peter Weller, RoboCop. Okay, so this is a movie from the 80s. Peter Weller is living in this really nice townhouse with him and his wife and their son. And one day he starts realizing that they have a little rat in the house. And then he starts realizing, oh, it's not just a little rat. And it's like this monster rat beast from hell. And it's incredible. I love this movie. I watched it with my dad a lot when I was a kid. He was the one who showed it to me. So if you ever have a chance to see Of Unknown Origin with Peter Weller, you should do it because it was really good. I've got like Ninth Gate, Manhunter, Let the Right One In. I'm waiting to find Let the Right One In on Blu-ray because I love that movie too. Book was even better, but the movie is really good. Kiss the Girls, Identity, House on Haunted Hill. Okay, so I got the OG and the remake, which the remake was not very bad, guys. Did you like the remake of House on Haunted Hill? I also got the OG House of Wax. Love that one. The Hitcher, the OG Hitcher. High Tension, The Haunting, the OG Haunting, not the remake one. The remake one was okay, but I prefer the OG. Ginger Snaps. Oh, if you guys have never seen Ginger Snaps, you should definitely check that movie out. One sister is bitten by an animal, and the other sister is kind of left to kind of help her. And I don't want to give too much away, but Ginger Snaps was really good. Okay, so you were asking about Halloween movies. I have Halloween Part 2, but this is the Rob Zombie one on DVD. But yes, if you want me to show them to you, I shall show them. I have Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. I'm missing like I think 6 or 5. I'm missing one of those two. It's the one with Rachel. Oh, thank you, Alexa. It's the one with Rachel. In the barn being killed, I guess, with the kittens and stuff. So, yeah. And then I have Rob Zombie's Halloween, and then I have the 2 new Halloweens that came out. The ones that the first one was good, but the last 2 sucked, and I don't own the last one just yet. But yes, I absolutely have those. So yeah, Rob Zombie. I did like those movies for a couple of reasons, and I actually made a video on it if you wanted to ever check it out. Excuse me. But okay, I don't like a lot of stuff that was in the first movie. Totally understand where you're coming from. And the first time I saw the movie, I thought to myself, what a piece of shit. I'm never going to watch this again. And then so many years went by and I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll give it another shot. Maybe things have changed. When I first saw The Matrix, I thought that was a piece of shit too. So I thought to myself, no. This is the shittiest movie I think I've ever seen, other than Room with the View. So I went back and saw The Matrix and realized, okay, I'm a shitty critic. Same thing with that one. Rob Zombie isn't perfect, obviously. And I didn't like the beginning with the abuse, the stepdad. But excuse me, to watch a budding serial killer, it was pretty interesting. And the young man who played him was a great little actor. So I half enjoyed Halloween once it got to the part where Michael escaped the asylum. Once he escaped the asylum, good movie. Before that, hate it. I'll always fast forward through that first good chunk in order to get to the part. As a matter of fact, I think it's bookmarked to that part where Danny Trejo comes in and finds that Mikey is out of his room. And part 2, I really liked because of Laurie's trauma. It wasn't just like part 2 of the OG Halloween series where I know it took place the next day, but those movies do lack something, and they're fun horror movies, obviously. This isn't fun. This is more real life, like what you would normally probably go through if you faced a serial killer and survived. The darkness in Laurie's behavior, how she feels against the family, how even though it's been a couple of years, it's hard for her to get past it. I really related to that. And in the second one, it's not as cringy as, the first half of the first one. So I have to honestly say that part 2 was much better than part 1, but they were still good in my opinion. So I understand that you don't like them because again, that was the first thing I thought. I'm like, this is fucking trash. Rob Zombie does make some okay stuff, but I just at first thought the same thing. I just didn't like it. But then when I got a little older and kind of realized more of the psychology of what he was trying to portray, I don't know, it just hit a little differently. And it just hit. So I just really liked it and thought it was actually not bad. But like I said, part two was so much better. LaRon, I have not actually, yes, I have seen the Corpse Bride movie. My kids, obviously, I watch a lot of movies with them. And so definitely did watch that with them. Very good. The last ones for Halloween had potential, but it was executed kind of poorly. Okay, I have to disagree because when you say kind of poorly, I have to say mega poorly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could see the potential they were going with Corey and how they were trying to change, the storyline and just not keep it the same old, same old. But there was a lot of things I didn't like about the final one. And one of that was that Michael was barely in the movie. And again, I understand about Corey and how he was, in that time turned into the town's monster. I totally get that. But it, it, let's move on to the next person. Yeah, White Bear, you're again. Rob's Halloween 2 was bad, but I praise Compton's acting. Okay, yeah. Taylor Scout Compton. Yeah, she was really good. I'm glad you're telling me that you think it's bad because again, guys, on this channel, we share opinions. If you think something was trash and I think something was really good, it's totally cool. Let me know. I like to know why you know that too, and why. Let's get a conversation going. So, like I said, I can absolutely understand. One of the things that I really did like about Halloween 2, and I'm sorry, I know I'm kind of going everywhere, but one thing I did like about it is whenever Michael was killing, you could hear him grunting as he stabbed the people. And you could actually like hear the knife going in. It wasn't just some little loud music and an oversound of a stabbing. No, this was more brutal, more heinous. And I appreciated of what Rob Zombie tried to do and to make this guy more of a brutal killer than something to be joked about. Which, let's face it, we all joke about the Halloween movies, especially those last two. Okay. One movie I'm definitely proud to own is Ghost Story. Oh my God. I bought this so long ago and I'm surprised I still got some of these. I forget to take the sticker off. I love Ghost Story. Peter Straub wrote the book, read the book a long time ago, and then saw the movie. It's very good. It's about the club. Sorry. The Chowder Society, members of the Chowder Society. That's it. Sorry. And their secret that they hold in the society and how it's told in the story. But this is very good. The book was better in my opinion, but the movie was really good. So if you ever can, check out Ghost Story. I have Ghost in the Darkness right here too. I'm sorry. I kind of feel like maybe I should take them out and show you guys all of them, but I don't know. Ghost in the Darkness, Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas. Really good. This takes place a long time ago. The movie is set in like Africa. They're trying to build a railroad and they can't because a lion is coming at night and killing the workers. So these two have been hired to try to get the lion. And it's one of the most intelligent lions that have ever been found. Anyway, it was just really great. It was really suspenseful, incredible. So yeah. LaRon says, I really enjoyed Halloween 2018. That's probably one of the better since H2O. Yeah, absolutely. I do agree that the 2018 Halloween was really good. I will watch that one a lot. It is really good. And that, yeah. That's something to actually say. He says Halloween Ends wasn't as bad as other people say. I do agree it gets a lot of flack. It wasn't as bad. I will own it one day. So, Scotty Lee, thank you so much for for being here. I love Mike Flanagan shows. They actually scare me, unlike most. Yeah, right? Do I have Stephen King movies or novels? You've come to the right place, my friend. I have an entire bookshelf of first editions downstairs, and I have other editions too, other side from the first editions. If you want to talk movies, though, my SKs are a 1408. Look at that Blockbuster exclusive. Yay! Yes, I've got The Dead Zone. I have Pet Cemetery on Blu-ray, so just don't look at that one. Silver Bullet and Graveyard Shift. I love, sorry, I love Silver Bullet. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And one day when I do find it on Blu-ray, excuse me, I will own that motherfucker. Golden Years. Nightmare and Dreamscapes. Still in the package, actually. I cut open the package so I could, watch the stuff, but I left it in there to keep it comfortable. Rose Red. I love Rose Red. I'm not gonna lie, I will watch the movie a lot more before I read the book. Sometimes it's just when you have the entire book on 2 DVDs and you just want to enjoy some SK while you're doing laundry and making beds, and you just throw in Rose Red. And Tommy Knockers. But yes, I have Pet Cemetery up there. I have Carrie. God. Cujo. Dr. Sleep in The Shining. And I actually have a first edition copy of The Shining. That's my pride and joy. I don't have a first edition copy of Carrie. I'd love to have a first edition copy of Carrie, but I have a first edition copy of The Shining. It's my pride and joy, and it's actually ziplocked. Yeah, I got the Pet Cemeteries. I can't see everything, but yeah, I got a lot. I don't have every SK movie, but I do generally have a lot of his stuff, and I have almost every book that he's ever put out. So, yes. Hello, Candy. How are you doing? Scotty Lee, what is Silver Bullet about? Silver Bullet is Corey Haim. If you remember Corey Haim from the 80s, Corey Haim is bound to a wheelchair. And he has an older sister. And this takes place, like mid 80s. So he's in a wheelchair. His parents kind of baby him, and his sister, they make his sister take care of him a lot. So one day his drunk uncle, Gary Busey, comes and gives him a new wheelchair that has special engines and rocket, just special stuff into it. So that way he doesn't have to use his hands to move the wheelchair, and he can get around a lot faster. And that the wheelchair is called Silver Bullet. So one day while Corey Haim, it's 4th of July, there's been murders happening around town. And so the mayor obviously closed the town to any kind of fireworks. So poor kid, he's maybe about 10 years old. He wanted to have fireworks. So he takes his Silver Bullet out to the bridge with his fireworks that his uncle gave him too. And he starts lighting off fireworks. And while he's out there, he gets attacked by, he doesn't get attacked because he runs away in Silver Bullet. Oh, well, thank you, Alexa. So the light from the firecrackers expose the monster. He gets away in his Silver Bullet, but it's also his mission to now find this creature. So it's really good. This movie, Silver Bullet, one time, okay, so when I was a kid, my parents, as you guys would know, if you wanted to actually own a movie, you could record from the original video onto a VHS tape. You could do the same thing if a show was on. So on this one tape, we had Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Silver Bullet right behind it. My brother came in and we were watching Pee-wee's Big Adventure, went to sleep. The next thing I know, I woke up at the scene where the pregnant girl is at the mirror and she's brushing her hair and the monster breaks in and like starts tearing her apart. And I'm like, oh my God. Mind you, I'm like this, like maybe a 6-year-old kid. So yeah, it really scared me. And seeing it now as an adult, obviously, you see that it's not very scary, but it's really good. I'm not gonna lie, you should check it out. So, long explanation, but it's really good. And it's one of Corey Haim's first movies. So, yeah, if you um, like that. Lauren says Dolores Claiborne is absolutely my favorite book by him, and I love the adaptation. Yes. Oh my gosh. I remember reading Dolores Claiborne like either when I was in middle school or high school. But yes, absolutely. I completely agree. That's a wonderful book. Hello, Valley. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I have The Damned. I really like this movie. Peter Facinelli, him and his new Spanish fiance pick up his daughter in Spain, and they take her and her boyfriend on a little road trip with his sister-in-law, and they get stranded, and the only place they can find is this little cottage where the devil has been locked in the basement, and they let the devil out. It's really good. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very good movie. I've got Copycat with Sigourney Weaver, very good. Changeling, George C. Scott. You can't go wrong with Changeling. Castle Freak, H.P. Lovecraft, one of my favorites. Castle Freak. It's a crazy one. I really like this one. One of my personal faves, Bubba Hotep. I gotta wait though until I can find this on Blu-ray somewhere. Like I said, it's treasure hunt. And then Frankenfish. Okay, so I've got Frankenfish on here, Chupacabra Terror, and Boa versus Python. Yeah, okay. So really, I do it for Frankenfish. It's a really good movie. Frankenfish is about a house in Louisiana that is taken over by massive Frankenfishes. And these are people that live on houseboats. So it's really good. It's cheesy, it's cheap, it's fantastic. One of my personal favorites, The Blob, the OG, like this is like 1989, something like that. It's definitely in the 80s. But I have the OG book, the paperback book, a first edition. Love it. Spent a lot of money for it, but thanks to my mom, I was able to get it. She bought it for me for Christmas. The Blob. This was expensive. So I can only imagine, expensive to me is over $20. So I doubt I'll be getting the Blu-ray of this anytime soon. I think they're doing a remake to The Blob as well, but I don't know if I'll see that. The OG with Shawnee Smith and Kevin Dillon was pretty great. Of course, I have Reanimator. I got all the Resident Evils. Of course, I got Reanimator, Blu-ray, and then Bride of Reanimator and Beyond Reanimator. I love the Reanimator series. I genuinely do. They're awesome. And then one more of my really good favorite one is As Above, So Below. Fantastic movie. Scarlett is a young college student who's trying to find the Sorcerer's Stone. However, that's not what it's called in the actual movie. But Nicholas Flamel, they're trying to find his grave so they can find his stone. And every time, so they're going through circles of hell in order to get there. It's really good. It's really scary. Not really scary, I should say, but it's fantastic. Definitely take a look. As Above, So Below. When I find this thing on Blu-ray, I'm going to so buy it. Angel Heart. If you guys have never seen Angel Heart, you have to. Angel Heart is about, okay, so Robert De Niro, Mickey Rourke is in it, and so is Lisa Bonet. But Robert De Niro is trying to find a guy. What was his name? Is trying to find a guy in Louisiana. So he goes to Mickey Rourke, and this is before you know, he got his surgery and stuff like that. So he actually looks like Mickey Rourke, which is awesome. Yeah, Mickey Rourke. So he hires Mickey Rourke. He's a private investigator to find this guy. And it's just a descent into psychological madness, discovering who this guy is. And it's fantastic. I love Angel Heart. It's one of my favorite older movies. So if you ever get a chance to see it, you should. La, 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 la. So, but yeah, I've got so much stuff. I even have more movies down here, as you can see. These are my series, more series stuff. I have Blu-rays, my favorite Blu-ray series, obviously up here, like True Blood, excuse me, X-Files, Twilight Zone, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I've got so much stuff. I do have to say that one of my favorite seasons, Medium. If you guys have never seen Medium, you should. It's probably on Tubi, but it follows Patricia Arquette. She is a medium that helps solve crimes for her local Phoenix district attorney's office. Really good. There's 7 seasons. It's fantastic. I love this show. So I have all seasons. Castle Rock, of course. It's only season 1, but still, Castle Rock. More Stephen King stuff. Oh my God, yeah. Here's more Stephen King stuff. Oh yeah, and I have all the It movies too. So this is Shining, It, and Salem's Lot that are in there. But I have, 2 copies of this, and I have Blu-ray copies of that, and I don't have a copy of that one yet. So yeah, but yeah. So I have a bunch of stuff. I have almost all of the Hellraiser movies. I have every single Chucky movie, the Candymans, the Nightmare on Elm Streets. Oh my God, the Resident Evils, the Predators, the Aliens, the Omens. I only have one Sleepaway Camp. I can't wait to get others. I love things like, if you guys have never seen Season of the Witch, this is one of my good favorite movies. This is by George A. Romero. It's one of his first movies, I believe, after he did Night of the Living Dead. But it's really good. If you like that movie, it's about a housewife who basically starts getting into witchcraft. It's a slow burn, but the colors, the acting, the tone of the movie, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So if you ever want to see that, check that out. I also have funny stuff in here too, like Serial Mom and Shaun of the Dead. And Once Bitten is going to get put up there too. So if scary or murder is anywhere in it, I think it's stuck over here. Except for the Terminator movies. I never put the Terminator movies over here, and I guess I shouldn't at that point, but I don't see them as scary. But yeah, I've got classics like Seven, Stir of Echoes, Talk to Me, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's actually one of my prides because, okay, Texas Chainsaw Massacre at half price is usually $25 to $30 for the OG Texas Chainsaw Massacre by Tobe Hooper. Favorite one for me. Part 2 is okay. Part 3 is Part 4 is in my collection, so I shouldn't say anything bad about it because I own it. So I always wanted Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I could not justify spending $30 on it. So Half Price had this problem at one point where they would put the movies in the DVDs and people would steal the Blu-ray and leave the case. So that was getting weird. Then people would so they took out the movies of certain ones and put them behind the counter, and they would just put the thing up. So then people not knowing it, when they would see the movie or the Blu-ray that they wanted, they never looked inside to see if the movie was in there. They just took the case. So then they had all of these expensive movies that didn't have a case. So I got a second copy of like Halloween on Blu-ray through that. And I got Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Blu-ray for $1. Dollar. Dollar. It's one of my prides. So I just bought a movie for 50 cents, a Blu-ray for 50 cents at the pawn shop. Excuse me. And just took it had to have a white inside, which I already have The Last Starfighter. So I just went on ahead and turned it around, wrote Texas Chainsaw on it, took out The Last Starfighter, and put Texas Chainsaw in there with this cover. $1. I don't give a shit if this thing does not have a cover or not. I don't care if it doesn't say Texas Chainsaw Massacre or if it's not the exact cover. Don't care. I don't collect these in order to make money. I collect them because it makes me happy. And I love seeing this stuff a lot of the times. My bed is right here, right on the other side of the camera. I love looking over and seeing my collection. So yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, $1. $1. So I'm always proud of that. And like I said, I know the prices are on there, but I don't even pay full price for them. I usually pay about 10 to 20% off. So, well, it didn't come with the cover because, like I said, somebody stole it, sadly. So they just had to sell the Blu-ray. So I just, like I said, made a cover for myself. Scotty Lee says, recent horror movies basically suck, but I did get scared watching Host. That was a decent story. I think they did a good job. I'll have to check that one out. I finally saw Alien Prometheus. I thought that one was really good. Not really good, but good. And I liked how Ripley was on the Romulus the entire time. Did I say Alien Prometheus? I hope I didn't actually say that. Didn't say the wrong movie, but I just saw Alien Romulus. And yeah, I thought it was really badass. You can see that Ripley's ship is actually on there too. So it's pretty badass. I love that you own this stuff. You actually own it. Streaming these days, you don't own shit. You just pay to watch. It's not yours. Yeah, I agree. Such a great collection. Thank you so much. The Blob is one of my best horror movies. It is one of the best horror movies. Yeah, I agree. White Bear says Big Slime attacks a city, the movie. Yes. I do like Scream. The OG came out, I think, when I was like a senior or something in high school. So I do like the Scream franchise. I think they're okay. I own them. Yeah, here's 1 through 4. And then, oh, I guess I don't have 5 and 6. But yes, I do have 1 through 4. And oh my gosh, of all the Phantasm movies, I watched these movies with my dad, and I love the Phantasm movies. Excuse me, these are fantastic. I have the Leprechaun movies. Oh yeah, and I just picked up Poltergeist 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. So I usually have this problem. When I find a movie that I really enjoy, can't find it on Blu-ray, I'll pick it up on DVD like this, and like Angel Heart, and As Above, So Below, and The Reanimators. But at some point, I will come across the Blu-ray. What do I do after I've already gotten this one? So I think what I'm going to do is start setting these stuff aside and maybe just start sending them to you guys. Maybe you would like them and enjoy them. A lot of them still have the original receipts in them of when I bought them. Because when I do buy something, especially from half price, I like to keep the price tag. I put it on the back of the receipt. It tells me how much I paid for it and when and where I paid for it. So there's a lot of times where I'll go back and I'll open up a movie and I'm like, oh my God, I bought this in 2010 for like $3.99. Wow. I love those little facts. So I like to add those in. I'm weird like that. Absolutely weird like that. I definitely always prefer physical media too over the streaming. I hated to stream Alien Romulus And Deadstream, I also streamed Deadstream. I really wanted to see that. But it's not like you can go out and actually rent them. And if I see them out somewhere, like at Walmart, and they're really cheap, I think to myself, I'm not going to buy a movie, even if it's only $9, if I don't know I'm going to like it. So I rarely buy something that I haven't seen, unless Long Legs. I got Long Legs up there. I did buy Long Legs without seeing it, and that was because I knew I was going to love it. I love Osgood Perkins; he's incredible. So, um, yeah, I know it is really sad that we don't have physical locations like Blockbuster anymore. That's how I made my money in college and like paid college tuition was working at video stores. I was so good at it. So, yeah, I absolutely understand. One day I would absolutely love to go through my horror collection with you guys because, like I said, I have a lot. And I also have the Poltergeist remake too. That one's pretty good. I have all the Exorcist movies. Oh, yeah. And of course, all of my Evil Deads right here. Evil Dead 1, 2, 3, the remake, Evil Dead Rise, and season 1, 2, and 3 of Ash versus Evil Dead. So those are right here. These are my sweetie. Oh, Scotty Lee, thank you so much for the super sticker. You are so sweet. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, that is just very kind. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, hang on one second. Let's just do this. Okay. Okay. So I have 28 weeks later and 28 days later. Got all the aliens and so my favorite ones 2010 and 2021. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those as well. Those are pretty good. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. See, I have Freak Show. I don't know where the fuck Cult went. I got Freak Show on Blu-ray, Coven, love Coven, and then I have Asylum, Large Marge. Anybody who knows knows. And then, of course, Murder House, OG season. I actually have a couple of copies of Murder House. It's kind of weird, but oh yeah. Hold on. You were asking about Stephen King. One thing I kind of acquired recently that I love, Dead Zone. Really great with Christopher Walken. I love Dead Zone. I have the book, a first edition. My dad bought it for me. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, I gotta get Dead Zone. Yeah. And okay. See, I have a lot of OG ones like Audrey Rose. I have Audrey Rose. If you guys have never seen Audrey Rose too, I have this one cost me a pretty ass penny and I will never discuss it again until I look at the receipt inside, which I vowed to myself I would never do ever again. So I don't look at the price. I've got basically all of the Amityville horror movies up here, except for maybe part 3. Part 3. I don't have the one where it's like supposed to be not the 3D, not with Lori Loughlin, but the one after that, where it's in the Amityville house, but it's not the house. So yeah. But oh my gosh, yeah. Antlers, Basket Case, The Birds. Of course, I've got Black Christmas and The Black Coat's Daughter, the Blade movies, Black Swan, the Candyman movies, Cabin in the Woods. Oh yeah. Oh. Two of my favorite Stephen King movies, Cat's Eye and Christine. Now, I love Cat's Eye because the story about the guy that has to go around the hotel on the ledge. Every time I watch that, it makes me squeeze my butt cheeks so hard because I'm so scared. Even though I know how it's going to turn out, that scares me. Christine, of course, was the first book I ever read of Stephen King's. Excuse me. So, of course, I had to have Christine. I love Christine. Christine. Of course, I've got Carrie, A Clockwork Orange, Cobra. I've got the Conjuring movies, even number 3. Yes, I know. Number 3 really wasn't that good, but I own it. Of course, Cujo. Of course, Cujo. Oh, and the Dawn of the Dead remake that you guys were talking about earlier. I agree with you. Great movie, great remake. Yeah, so Dawn of the Dead goes there and Cujo. They are alphabetized. I can't help it. I have to do that. Yeah, it's the OG Black Christmas. Oh my God, I still got the sticker on there. Look at that. $12.49 for the OG Black Christmas. Like I said, that's incredible for that kind of price. That's a massive treasure gain. Because like I said, this isn't too expensive for me. Oh, oh. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. One of my favorites. Arrow Video. Oh my God, I have so much Arrow Video and Scream Factory up here. It's insane. One day I did a count of them and I have like over 40. I love it. All the Exorcist movies, all the Friday the 13th, the OGs like Frankenstein, Gremlins, Glass, of course, From Dusk Till Dawn. They even have one of the OG Funhouse. Toby Hooper. Love Toby Hooper. He did some great movies, and Funhouse was one of them. Absolutely loved that one. I also have the OG Fright Night, the OG Fog. The Fog, yep. Jamie Lee Curtis. Got The Fly. Oh, the OG Firestarter. Yeah. Oh, and I watch this every spring. Final Exam. I love this movie. It's just about a bunch of college students that are being murdered on the last day of school that they have to take finals. I love it. It's murder. It's death. One guy even literally runs right towards the murderer and like he's going to charge him and like tackle him, but instead he stops completely, backs a little bit to put his hand back to hit, and oh my God, he's just, yeah, no, he gets murdered really fast. I love it. It's funny every time I get to see it. Yeah, here's the Hellraiser movies, Heredity, Happy Death Day, all the Halloweens. I have, of course, The Howling. I have the Initiation. This is Daphne Zuniga's like first movie when before she did Spaceballs. I love this movie very much. Yep, House on Straw Hill. This is a video nasty with Udo Kier. If you guys have never seen it, you should. But it's really good. Udo Kier is a writer that hires this woman to be his typist, and she has a revenge plot basically set up for him to kill him. It's really great. Of course, I've got all the Jaws movies, Krampus, Last Exorcism, all the Leprechaun movies because I love them. I love them so much. Excuse me. Oh, Leprechaun, you don't go there. Of course, Long Legs is up here too. Now, don't judge me, but I do own Lords of Salem, the Rob Zombie movie, and it's a steelbook. Mostly, look at that price, $7.49 for that. That was great, and I even had a coupon. So I have that one, Long Legs, The Lost Boys, Masters of Horror 1 and 2, Malignant. Oh, Monster Squad, of course. Yeah, great movie. Another Stephen King. Oh, and another one too, because here's The Mist. So we have Misery in the Mist. I have Mother, so that's Jennifer Lawrence's movie. That one was pretty good. I also have The Mutilator. If you guys have never seen it, this is Buddy Cooper's one and only horror movie. And look at this. This is fantastic. It's about a bunch of kids that go close out his dad's condo for the winter, and they're all murdered by the mutilator. It's wonderful. It's just a mindless, scary movie. So, okay. Now I have to show you these because I love them. I got Nightbreed. That's Clive Barker's Cabal. If you guys have never seen that before, I got this for just $1 at a pawn shop. Lord of mercy. Next one is Night of the Living Dead, the OG one by George Romero, the black and white version. Actually, have this on Blu-ray. Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you. And then lastly, I want to show you guys, I have the OG Night of the Creeps. $9.99. Oh, and by the way, if you guys don't know, this guy in the front right here, that's Justin Lively. That is Blake Lively's older brother. He was also in European Vacation, the Griswolds, series, the National Lampoon's vacation movies. He was in part 2, the European Vacation. He was the brother. He was Rusty Griswold. That is Blake Lively's older brother. Okay, so there's, of course, all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies and all that stuff. So a big, massive collection. And like I said, that's not even all of it because, oh, shoot, I'd have to show you. But look, I even have more right here. This is my Dario Argento collection. You can even see Suspiria right here. This is where I keep my X-Files movies. And I have Videodrome right there. Right here. So I have even more movies, and to even go through them with you guys would literally take so long, but you get what I'm saying. Laurent says Black Christmas 1974 is a classic. I hated the remake. I know, right? It really wasn't that good. I hear you. White Bear Production says, fun fact, it's directed by the man behind 300. Oh, are you talking about the Dawn of the Dead one? I think that's what you're talking about. White Bear Production says, LMFAO, it's worse than forgetting the answers on final exam day. No, I don't own Urban Legends. I thought I did, but it's not over here. Oh my, Cooks, you just had to knock my movies over. Okay, no, don't step on American Horror Story. Wait, that's Apocalypse. You can step on that one. Just not in the others. Okay. Yep, nope. Okay, there you go, sweetie. Okay. Oh, sorry. No, I don't have Urban Legend. Cookie jump scares, right? I know. No, you keep away from my Snickers bar, Cooks. Okay, so I think this is probably a good time to go on ahead and start ending the stream. We did a good hour and a half. And thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to try to do this again soon so we can talk about more stuff because this is nothing compared to what I have on the other side of my room right there. Take this shelf, double it, and fill it with all Blu-rays. That's over there. And then take this, the length of this, times it by 8. That's over there. I have so much, but I love it. I get a lot of stuff at pawn shops and for really cheap. And like I said, it's like finding treasure. So again, guys, this was awesome. I just wanted to hang with y'all, stream, show this cool stuff and, some of the stuff that I managed to pick up. So I hope that you had an amazing 2024 too, White Bear. So great to see you guys in 2025. I'm sorry I've been gone a little bit. As you all know, being mom is a little tough, but I'm getting back in there. And while I've been gone, I've been making a lot of scripts. So videos are going to continue to come out. If you guys would like, please subscribe, like. Cookie would really like a like. Yes, because he's such a good boy. Because he's so handsome and he's proud and he's good. Yes, and he loves you guys too. So thank you all so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like the stream if you would like to. And thank you all so much for being here and interacting. I really appreciate it. I just really felt like I just wanted to do this and needed to do it. So thank you guys. Y'all are wonderful. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. I will see you all next time. And of course, beware of our girl, Sexy Scathach. Bye, everybody.